this is step one when it comes to rehabbing your sacroiliac joints and providing extra stability for your pelvis. If you naturally have a pelvis that has been out of line for a long time, then doing these exercises will help to start to stabilize it, but ultimately you need to be working on positions where you're standing or sitting and in one side quite regularly. By the time that you are doing this program, ideally you should have spent some time working on activating your TVA and your pelvic floor. If both of those terms are alien to you, then you need to go back and do the other video first. Okay, so we're going to start off with a general stabilizer for the sacrum. So you will need a band for this one, so that you can put it around your knees. Hold it fairly tight so it's quite close. Your knees are closed together and the band is quite tight around your knees. Have your head relaxed back. You want to make sure your pelvis is in a neutral position. So if you naturally tilt your pelvis backwards so your lower back comes flat into the floor, you'll need to just gently lift that lower back slightly by tilting the pelvis forward so that you are in a neutral pelvis position. So pull up on the pelvic floor and draw those lower abdominals in towards the spine. Then one leg at a time, just taking the leg out to the side. Activating through your deep glute muscles, so into piriformis. So just gently take the leg out to the side and then you do the other side. So one leg is stabilizing, holding nice and straight, pointing straight up towards the ceiling, and then the other leg is pushing out to the side. Once you have done that one, you're then going to move on to another lower abdominal exercise. We're moving into tabletop now. So we've got the core control, pelvic floor pulled in. We're moving into tabletop. Exhaling as you gently lift one leg at a time up into that flat shin tabletop position, and then alternating through the legs. You will naturally have one side that is better at doing this than the other. You're going to alternate with every single repetition, ideally keeping that core control in. As soon as your pelvis has tilted, your abdomen has bellowed out, then you've lost control. So it's better to stop, reset, and then you'll be able to continue. If you can feel a lot of tension building up within your neck, then you're not drawing your abdominals in fully. You haven't quite got that control from your pelvic floor. So make sure you reset. You must do these to the letter rather than trying to bash out the repetitions. You need to get them perfect because you're asking for a neuromuscular change from your body. So the more you do it wrong, the more you are reaffirming that neural pathway. So make sure you're always doing it right. Okay, and then last one, we're going to do a very basic bridge with this one. So feet are flat onto the floor, shoulders down, belly button in, pelvic floor up. We're going to squeeze the glutes together and gently lift to halfway. So you're driving up from the glutes. The quads don't want to be doing much work here, so the strength comes from your glutes as you push the pelvis into the air. Squeeze to push. You're really not coming far off the ground. This is not a full pelvic bridge exercise or even a shoulder bridge exercise. We're literally just engaging through the glutes and encouraging your pelvis to stabilize against sideways movement. Good. So for each of those, aim to do somewhere between 10 and 15 repetitions, fully dependent on how strong you're feeling at that time. It is always worth making sure you're fully listening to your body. So some days you might only be able to do 6 or 7, and then the next day you can do a full 15 repetitions. Really depends, because we're working on a neuromuscular change. You have to make sure that your body is switched on and you are engaged to be able to get these exercises to do exactly what you want to get the same response from your pelvis.